Hello and welcome to episode 11 of my Minecraft server series. I'll be honest with you, this is actually it turns out this is try number 3 for episode 11. I thought this was actually try 2, but it turns out this is 3, and I'll get into that in a bit. But I've had a little bit of bad luck with technology at the moment. I had sat down today and recorded 2 episodes, being that 11 and 12, and both video files got corrupted, and I no longer have those, which is really annoying. So I've had to start again, but I still had all that progress. However, before I recorded episode 11, I had 2 weeks off. I went and visited some friends, and I just had a nice little bit of break from family and work and other bits and pieces, and just tried to relax. But during those 2 weeks off, I still wanted to continue a little bit with the world. So, here is a quick little time lapse of base progress that you can kind of see behind me. So, roll the time lapse. So, as you can see, nothing too strenuous, nothing too difficult, nothing too absurd. Very, very simple stuff. Let me just quickly walk through some of what I've done. So, we've got our manual tree farm here, where I will plant a sapling over here, and I will grow it with bone meal. And then using the crouch key and the tree harvester mods, that's unfortunate. Let's try that again. Let's try doing one of these. Using the crouch and the tree harvester mod, I should be able to get rid of the tree and gain the wood. Now I am looking at putting a roof on this, so hopefully it should still work with that as long as I don't make the roof too low. But the thing is, I don't need wood all the time, so otherwise I would make it an automatic farm, but I'll keep it manual for now. Next is the farm, or the vegetable farm, or the wheat farm, or whatever you like to call it. This one is a little bit of a pick and mix, really. At the moment, you've got 40 blocks worth of wheat crop, but I could swap out half of this for it to be carrots, or beetroot, or potatoes, or I can mine up a quarter, change out a quarter, and keep the other 3/4 as wheat. It's very much your bog standard manual farm that you can kind of change out. If I need something, I will plant it. At the moment, it's just wheat for bread. Over here is the crafting and smelting room. You can already see I'm starting to set up an auto smelter. I'm just missing the chest and iron for the hoppers. I need 12 to come off of these chests. But that's where the manual farm over there kind of comes in clutch, because I can use that wood to create all the chests I need. And then you've got your crafting benches, your crafting table and other bits and pieces to do your crafting bits. Just next door is the storage room, which I've started laying out. Nothing's finalized yet. I've got some fish down here. In the recordings that I did earlier, I went out and did a little bit of exploring and resource gathering, but unfortunately I don't have any of that to show, apart from if I were to bring up the main map and show this massive great big line. We found 3 villages, 2 stargates, and quite a few other bits and pieces. Yeah. So this is where some of this stuff has come from, the barrels, the loot that you see here, the fish, some of the other stuff as well. The chests came from some of those villages. So yeah, that's where some of that progress has come from. Moving forward, I might swap some of these out, and I might actually change a column of chests to be a single thing. So this could be building blocks, and then you could have, well, I've got wooden logs in the tree farm over there, but I could put things like planks, sticks, doors, pressure plates, fences, everything in this bit. Your stones, your cobblestone, your smooth stone, things like that. Redstone, you could put your valuables over here, things like that. I don't know quite how I'm going to do it, but I know it's going to be 3 walls of 12 chests. 3 walls of 12 chests. That's 36 chests altogether. Double chests at that. So no shortage of space. Let me go sleep before I continue. Sleep. And we'll go out here and we will continue anti-clockwise. Excellent. So this is the Stargate room, which I'm yet to pick up a Stargate. So when I do, it will be here. Next to the Stargate room, this was going to be an animal pen, but I've decided that it was going to be too small for that. So this is going to be a villager trading pod. So I'll have 3 on each side, and I think I've already started collecting some villagers and some job blocks already. So we will use those in here, which would be quite cool. This is your enchanting room. I'm yet to get bookshelves on enchanting table, but we have got book slappers and some enchanting books to use in the future. I might also set up some of the new bookshelves to put those books in, and then we're back at the storage. So yeah, that's basically that. I still need to sort out the floor, but I got a plan for that. So stay tuned for that one. And then of course the main central dome area, I've swapped out the floor for granite, but I ran out. So I need to finish that. But this episode is not going to be finish the base. Today is going to, was going to be exploration and resource gathering. What I think I might do is slowly traverse back up here and just pick up any points that I kind of drove past. or boated past, shall I say. I want to see these guys. And kind of continue further up and hopefully get a few more resources. I'm looking for a granite deposit, and it looks like that could be dirt actually, but that isn't. So yeah, we'll venture out and we'll go do some resource gathering. It might be a slightly longer episode, but we'll see what we can get along the way. And once we get to the other end, one of these villages up here has got a waystone, so I'm going to use that to get back home. So without further ado, should probably get myself a new shovel. Let me quickly do that. Pop in here. Nope, here. 2 sticks, 1 iron. New shovel. Any other? Yeah, I do. Cool. Excellent. Don't need riffraff in my pocket. And yeah, we'll kind of set out and we'll just pick up what we can along the way. So what I will do is I'll head to this group of boats and see what they have to offer in their barrels. So I'll see you when I get there. And here they are, looking absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop aboard each of these ships and see what we can basically loot from them. Hopefully all of these have got some sort of ladder, I'm hoping. Excuse me, do you have a way of getting on board? That's better. Sorted. Ooh. Nice. And we'll take that. Might as well take that and that, and can't argue with more saplings. Excellent. And in the other one? Ah, this is where the valuables are kept. I will take as much of that as I can get. And actually, let's take all of this stuff out and compile it into one chest, shall we? Because then we can nick more chests for our storage room. The more we can nick, the less we have to craft. And then of course they've also got barrels. So let's have a look. Ooh, foodstuffs, cookies, what they kit. Gonna take all that I can. Definitely take that. And the last one, okay. Not a bad start. this is... At least I could sort something out there. Right. Fish and coal. Coal and fish. Very nice indeed. Emeralds. This is all looking very, very nice. Definitely take the golden apple. We'll go through even more golden apples, more bread. I think we're good for this journey. Oh. I'm going to take all these smithing templates because I might be able to do something with them. Bamboo's good for some scaffolding. Let's do that one. We'll take paper as well. What's up here? Oh, nice little copper block. Nothing really to see up here. Captain's quarters. I certainly say it is. All in a chest. Nice. What we'll do is we'll empty that so I can take it. We can put that and that in there. I'll empty all this into the shulker box in a minute. I do feel like I also need that one. Oh, there was something in it. Potion of luck. Very nice. And then we head downstairs. I'll take these for definite. Double chest. Ooh. Right, let's stick some of this stuff in the shulker chest because I'm running out of space. That can go in there. That can go there. That can go in there. The chests can go in there. Coal can go in there. Sponges, templates, moss, golden apple, emeralds, iron. Do we think that's freed up enough space? Let's do a little bit of jiggery pokery. That can go there. Right. I need a barrel to put this all in. We'll take the 2 books. We'll take the saplings. And I need to put that into a barrel. I suppose there's a barrel here. Is there? Just take all that I can. I might need to come back here with a silk touch item. Because they have bookshelves that I need. Oh. These guys are spoiled. That can go in there, that can go in there. Was there something else? No, I think that was it. I think that was it. That's fine. Right. The iron stuff and the gold stuff. This is all too good. Oh yes, chests can go in there. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Probably. I'm staring at this way too long. actually. I don't know what else is in these other chests. Take the gunpowder as well. Don't need the vanishing. And that in there, that in there, that in there. That in there. Right, let's go stick this to a barrel. I missed a fish and an emerald. That, and that can all go in there. And I missed a sponge. We are ever so good. Ooh, are there any plain villages that don't have jobs? Don't think so. I think everyone's pretty much a fisherman. Let me take these. Right, let us sleep. And we will move on to the next ship. This was quite a big ship. And I think this was only the second one, right? We have been through these, yeah. So which one have we been on? See, now I've lost right, we were on that one. We've been on this one. What do we reckon? I could stand here all day just trying to pick a ship. My boat's around here somewhere. Yeah, I can see it. Cool. Let's have a look at this one. I don't need wasteful stuff. We'll take the moss blocks and the paper. And we'll take the gunpowder. Take the bread. Right, there's so much stuff here, we might just have to move on. Because, I mean, these guys aren't going anywhere. Okay, so I've decided to let them sit there. They're not going to go anywhere. We can always come back and finish looting them. I think we've taken the majority of what they had anyway, so no harm there. But I am looking at the clock at the moment, so let's move on. I have set a temporary waypoint to where we want to be. So let's see how much of this we can pick up. So, a couple of things that I kind of wanted to talk about. You will notice in the episodes that have been released that so far, in every even-numbered episode, there has been a cameo visitation by another player. It wasn't meant to be like that. It just kind of happened like that. To the point where it got to episode 6 and it was like, I felt like I needed to carry on the joke a little bit. But I feel like I need to kind of just say it's not always going to be like that. There might be a visitation in an odd episode, but not every even-numbered episode is going to have an extra person in it. That being said, there is a little snippet for next episode, episode 12, that does contain at least 3 of us. But that being said, episode 14 might just be me doing some bits and pieces. So, don't think every even-numbered episode is going to have someone else. Okay, so we're here on this island, and we're going to pick up some stony resources that I need to finish up my base. Some andesite stuff, some granite stuff. Might even see if I can pick up some sand and gravel from some of the other areas. You've got some sand over here, and I'm guessing that's gravel there. So we'll see what we can pick up. We've got a couple of slots in the inventory to kind of smash everything in. The problem is it's now night time, and, well, there's a big dragon. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so once I'd mined everything up, I actually shut the game down and went to bed. So this is actually the next day for me. Everything you saw up until now was yesterday, and this is a brand new day for me. So yeah, I've just hopped onto the server, and what I did is I mined up some bits from over here, and then there was a lot of mobs and dragons and things, so I moved over here just to kind of get away and see what we got out of that. So just under a stack of gravel, literally just under a stack of sand. Basically aimed for a stack of each of the things that I was kind of looking for, really. All in all, not a bad trip out. And just like that, it's turning back to night. So glad I'm out of his range. But no. So this is basically part 1 of exploration and resource gathering. We'll do a little bit more next episode. What I would like to do is see if I can't do something with, I mean, for a start, that can go. Which means that, let's do that. There we go. And yeah, I would like to see if there's anywhere else that I can kind of In fact, that there looks awfully like a village. So let's head over there and see what's over there. That's the problem. You can kind of come into these things with a kind of a plan, but when you don't know what you're walking into, it just throws the plan off completely. And it makes it really, really difficult to then kind of voice over for it, because you're kind of going along, following the flow, and then all of a sudden, something else happens. Excellent. We have another Stargate to add to our list. Let's do that. Whatever if I actually could spell. Excellent. Cool. So that's another Stargate on the list. So let's have a look. So we could nick one of these two Stargates, because they're actually quite close to each other. I don't know which one I'd take, though. I'd almost take that one, because it's in the middle of this village down here, and this Swedish village up over here. So I'd almost take this one and keep this one where it is. But yeah. And then we've got this one that vanished. And then I'm gonna die. Not today. I'll take the bread, though. Nope, that can go in there, and that can go in there. Nice. But as I've come to expect, nothing in there. And, oh, this has got 3 capacitors. How much room have I got in my shulker box? I'm going to steal a cheeky capacitor, because I'm going to need one for whatever gate I end up having back at the base. I kind of want to... There we go. That way I can't use it. I'm not going to kill anyone with an iron ingot. Cool. The other thing I want to know is, does this village... And I really hope it does. Please say you have a waystone, because if you don't, that's going to be really upsetting. That looks interesting down there. Alternatively, what villagers do you have? Do you have a librarian? Because I've got a lectern. Nope, you're a baby villager. You're a nitwit. You need a job. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I think... Nope, you can... No. I don't want to do that. You do that. Thank you. You may now go to sleep, young one. Right, you can go in there. You are now my lectern. My librarian, rather. Any more for any more. Nitwit. Baby. Got a leather worker up there. And a spare bed in here. I'm almost tempted to use that spare bed, you know? It's really annoying, because sometimes the villager heads will change depending on their profession. But not all of them do. Baby villager. I mean, I'd imagine this would have been a librarian's house. You look like a baby villager to me. Ooh. That's gonna hurt. Well, this is a librarian's house if ever I've seen one. Now, where is the librarian for that library? Not here. They do have a book, though, which I can steal. Good. Excellent. Right, is there anyone in this house? No, there isn't. Come on. Come and say hi. I wonder if there's a mod out there that gives these guys awareness. Like, I've literally just killed 3 of them within about 10 seconds. Slight exaggeration, probably, but, you know. If they saw that, then they should run away and come back with more. But clearly they're not afraid of anything. But I think this is where we shall leave off this episode. I do apologise if it's been a little bit kind of stitched together and whatnot. Like I said, before I sat down and recorded this episode, I had massive technical issues. So even I feel like it's been slightly rushed. But I hope you still enjoyed the exploration and the resource gathering. And yeah, until next episode, where we will see what we can find, or might even start to go back home and maybe do a little bit of nether exploration. Yeah, until next episode. Bye for now.